All right, folks. It's that time again. Tuesday. We're about to get live. Dusty's already on the call. I got a surprise coming up about 6:15, 6:30. Before I do all that, let me do this. From the West Coast to the East Coast and everything between, folks. From Eve After Dark to concerts in the park. You're live with your boy Lonzo, the Godfather, West Coast hip hop. We do it like this every Tuesday, most of the time. Me and Dusty knocking it down and breaking it to you. Here we go. Bam. What up, Dusty?
Lonzo, how you doing today, my man?
Man, you know what? I'm doing pretty good, dude. I woke up a little tired, but I got some things straight. Gave me my second win, and I'm straight.
Nice, dude. Nice. I got a chance to check out some of the Easy E, Road to Easy Street documentary that you sent me. Now that's just a that's probably the beginning stages of it. Talk to us about how that whole thing came about.
I've gotten to the point now. Everything I do, I bring a crew out, man. Bring some cameras. We're gonna make something out of this, right? Content is king. So my boy, shout out to Velo and Money Train. They came out with the cameras. They shot it, and took us this long to edit it because we're working on the N.W.A story and a bunch of other stuff. So we finally got it done. But again, just so happened it falls on another landmark, which is Easy's birthday for Thursday, which is Saturday. So we plan on dropping it on the Compton Entertainment channel on Saturday on Easy's birthday.
Completely forgot it was Easy's birthday, man. Damn.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So it's all good, man. We just trying to make something happen. It's just, I just had a conversation with one of my people from the city, and sometimes, things get the city's a big operation, and behind Easy Street is kind of missing some maintenance. So I'm gonna do what I can to try and adopt that area through the chamber and bring it back. And in fact, I ain't bringing it back, just give it a facelift. But we got to start with the city. So here we go again, folks. Stay tuned to see how this adoption of what I call this circle of legends comes along.
When did the process start for Easy Street? Take us back, since the documentary is coming out soon. Let's break it down.
January 2nd or 3rd. First day I called her in right before Christmas vacation. They gave me the first appointment, 9 o'clock. The first Monday it was back after the holiday. And lasted about 35, 45 minutes, and she understood it. She wasn't aware of the talking about Miss Darden. She wasn't aware of the hip hop significance. But once I talked to her, it was all a green light from there. But they was going through city manager problem. They was changing city manager. They had a current city manager. They had to get a temporary city manager. We had to go through a lot of politics, but we made it happen. It was one thing about it was the city was with it. We just had to make sure we had all the players in play to make the move.
Because something that's mentioned in the documentary is it was tried before, but it failed before you tried it, right? They tried to do an Easy Street.
Yeah, doing the street name conversion is not an easy task at all. And I learned the hard way. When you start talking about people, you talking about you got to get the city to prove it. Then you got to get the citizens to want to change their address. Who wants to change their address? Then you got to go to Google and all the other maps and situations to change all that. That's a big process to change somebody that you might not know or care about. But just so happened, we found a street that was kind of a leftover situation from the previous company. It was Auto Plaza Drive, and there was nothing really. There was no addresses associated with Auto Plaza Drive, which was a miracle. And so we was able to make it happen with little to no resistance.
Who's another former Compton resident or current Compton resident, or just a figure of Compton in history that Lonzo Williams believes should have their own street as well?
Probably Kendrick, man. Kendrick got this.
That's a good one.
He got the keys to the city before. And I hate to say this, but I got to say it because this is probably one of the drawbacks is the gang affiliation and any negative history, any kind of negative history could be a problem. Okay. You got a lot of folks that come from Compton, but either they had a lot of serious activities or that could be and that could be a drawback. It was a drawback for Easy because he was from Kelly Park, but he wasn't one of those cats that was shooting people. There was no record of him shooting anybody. You follow what I'm saying? There was no he didn't have a record per se. There was no time that he was arrested, just miscellaneous bullshit. So it gave me ammunition to fight against any resistance. But a lot of times you start looking at guys' records, it's like, no, man, we can't do that one. Not right now. And you got to be dead. It helps to be dead. In Compton, it has to be a posthumous situation. You can't be alive and have a street named after you. Not in Compton.
That makes sense, and that's fair also. Before we continue, I'm going to ask everybody to take a seat because we have a really, really dope surprise coming on later on in the show. So make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already, and please hit that subscribe button if this is your first time joining the channel and you like some real hip hop, that real West Coast hip hop. There is no better place to get it than right here on N.W.A. Stories with Lonzo. In about 10 minutes, we got our guests calling in, but let's talk a little bit more about Easy, man. If you could pick one song, Lonzo, from Easy, what would you say would be your favorite Easy song?
We Want Easy. That was my favorite. Because it was a Bootsy song. I remember when it was a Bootsy song. Okay, I liked it when it was a Bootsy song, and for them to convert it and make it work for Easy, it just was dope to me, And the video was dope. It's a good song. It was a fun song. Okay, and that's what I liked about it. I've never been one for over the top talking shit, but that was just a fun song, and it kind of fit his personality as well, and that's probably my main reason for digging it.
Yeah, that's a good song. Mine is Boys in the Hood. I know it's a cliche answer. I know it's the standard answer, but I got to give it the real Boys in the Hood. When I heard Boys in the Hood, I had already heard, LL Cool J, Fat Boys, and Run DMC and stuff like that, but I had never in my life at that point, at 11, maybe 10 or 11, heard anything like Boys in the Hood and Easy's voice, man. It was just, so that's the one for me, man. Boys in the Hood, which was recorded right there in the studio that you're still sitting in right now to this day.
Yes, sir. I thought I had the demo tape for that shit, man, but I can't. One of my girls left here with some shit. She don't know what she had. She got mad at me. I'm taking all this shit. Okay. I'm looking for. Oh my God, you got my retirement plan. God damn it, boy. Talking about somebody want to put hands on somebody. That was one of them situations, dude. You did what? You took my Drake sex tape and my Easy tape. I had a Drake sex tape, man.
Wait, what? Dre or Drake? Drake, as in Dr. Dre?
Dr. Dre. I had a Drake sex tape.
Oh shit, you got to talk to us about that. I don't know if I ever heard that one.
Man, we had us some friends that would come by the house and just have fun with us. I'm not gonna get specific. They like to have fun. One day I had a video camera at that time, and I videotaped. It wasn't a whole bunch of butt naked, but it just was very compromising positions. And everybody was in there. Yellow was in there, and Drake, he was there, and he tried to get bold after a minute, and I videotaped it. And I was teasing. It was funny because I said this: if y'all ever get famous before me, I got me some money. And just like that, I threw it in my safe. And then one of my girls, I gave her access. Don't ever do that, man. You got a safe for a reason. Don't give her. Get her own safe. And I let her have access to my safe. And when she got mad, she took my jewelry and my 2 tapes. One was the Easy demo tape, and the other one was my Drake sex tape. Got mad.
Damn.
Y'all disgusted. Why you shouldn't be looking at the motherfucker? No way. It wasn't for you. That was for me. Anyway.
Damn, man. Oh, and you had that one of them big ass cassette the camcorders, I'm assuming, right? It wasn't a little ass camera.
Looked like I was holding a stereo to my head. It was so goddamn big. It's how you hold them like this right here, okay? Big ass. I still, you know what? I still got one though. I got so many VHS tapes because I got a bunch of stuff. I'm just a hoarder, dude. A buddy of mine, I got so many VSS tapes, and at one time I couldn't find a player. Because players is damn near obsolete. They're obsolete as hell. They're damn near extinct, I should say. and I had to go all the way to the valley to find a DVD VHS, but built in with a monitor. All the way to that, some bitch is heavy. But then a buddy of mine saw, I got an old VHS camcorder. You can have it you want. He gave it to me. I still got it.
Nice. Damn. Yeah, I might have to borrow that from you actually, because I have a few tapes that I don't know what's on them, and some of them's probably porn of me and my girl, and yeah. So so I definitely need to borrow that from you, man, because you're the only one I know who has a VHS. So I'll get back to you, on
Let's do
that.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, before we bring our guest on in about 5 minutes, you put a post up that it was Larkin Arnold's birthday. Can you talk to us about Larkin
Arnold
and his importance to the culture?
Larkin Arnold was a lawyer. He worked for Capitol, to my knowledge, initially, and he moved to Epic. And while he was at Capitol, he signed Frankie Beverly and Mays. He signed some other folks. I don't know his whole roster, but I know Frankie Beverly and Mays. That was the first time I saw his name on an album cover. Okay. And I heard about him because I thought it was two people, Lark and Arnold, like Jimmy and Terry, right? But it's Larkin. His name is Larkin, and his last name was Arnold. And him, Gerald Busby, what's his name? The one that died, the Godfather. You know what I'm talking about. Come on, man, help me.
Godfather
of the Godfather of music industry, just Clarence Avant. Clarence Avant. All these guys were the names that I heard coming into the record industry as a young I was bootlegging in. You heard about Clarence Avant, you heard about Larkin Arnold, you heard about Gerald Busby. And I had met Gerald Busby. I had met Larkin. And when Larkin called for us, he met us. He called for us. He called me, Bobby Jimmy and the Critters, and the LA Dream Team, all the Epic at the same time, right there on Avenue of the Stars. That's when they had an office on Avenue of the Stars up in Beverly Hills, Century City. And we got the record deal. Wreckin Cru got the record deal. And he was a mentor. You know, he wouldn't just, he always talked to us. You know, he was real cool dude. And he was about his money. He's about his money. But when we got there, he'd already signed Marvin to Epic. He had signed Tina Marie, Rick James, and Michael Jackson. I never forget one day we was at his office and he got a check. It was sitting on his desk. And, we're eye hustling, like half $500,000 check on his desk. My man got a cut of everything Michael ever does. Okay? He got a piece of everything Michael ever done. And last time I talked to him, I said, "Who you manage?" He said, "All I manage now is my money." I can't get mad at him, okay? And I've talked to him recently, last year or so. I might call him, wish him happy birthday, but I saw the day was his birthday. I just posted something because I remember talking to one of the girls from Taste the Honey, the dark-skinned girl she's out of Compton. She's from Compton. And she said that Larkin made sure that when they did their song "Taste the Honey," that they got their publishing. And the same thing with me. I mean, he made sure I got my publishing, and I've always respected that. Because back then, folks was ganking. They was ganking before and after the end. But with him, that wasn't a party. He didn't. That was never a fight. So, it just I appreciate that because I didn't know what it was until I got my first couple of publishing checks. I never got a royalty check, but I got publishing checks all the time. So it just made for a big impact on my life. And I still own the publishing today.
Okay. All right, couple minutes till our guest comes in. You just let me know when she's on, and we'll go ahead and.
I'm gonna call him.
Oh, we calling her. Okay, cool. You want to do it now?
I'm calling her right now because I think she hit me back.
All right.
Yep.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, you are in for a treat. Someone whose career I've followed since the 90s. I've shared stages with her back in the 90s. She obviously is not going to remember me.
Let me see if she says she's still out with her friends. Let me see if I can get her for a hot minute just to say hello right quick.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are calling the West Coast goddess, Medusa.
She might still be. She sent me a text and she's still out with her folks.
Hello, you have reached Monet, a.k.a. Medusa.
Monet.
Yeah,
Monet Smith, I do believe.
something like that. I never knew a real name. Let me see. I'm gonna send her a text.
Yeah, just tell her to hit us up when she call back when she's ready, and we'll just talk until she calls us, and we can bring her in then. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Yeah, she has a long history of hip hop on the West Coast. Alonzo is the Godfather West Coast. She is the West Coast goddess. That is, something that has been coined to her, and she has a long history of the good life. There's a lot of I've heard a rumor that Outkast tried to sign her, so I want to talk about that. I mean, she was into the poppin' scene in the early 2000s. There she is.
Hey, baby.
What it do, love?
What it do with you?
I had to walk outside. I'm still at this conference. That's the reason I'm out here in Ventura.
Okay. I'm gonna keep you long. I just told my boys to have you on the show for a hot minute. We was having such a good conversation. I wanted to continue. Oh, I could have talked to you another 45 minutes to an hour.
Okay.
We were talking about
a real way.
We were talking about music earlier today. She called me looking for somebody's number, and we got to talking about the game and the industry currently today. And man, it's just good to hear somebody agree with you. They ain't trying to cancel your ass. I get canceled a lot. If I could, they be trying to cancel my black ass. I'm too old to cancel. Fuck y'all. Okay.
Okay, that part. And that's what they don't. Sometimes they don't want to hear the truth. Not that real. Not that mother father and push you along into something nice type shit. They don't want to hear that.
They don't want to hear that, baby, because you don't agree with what they're doing, and that. My job is not to agree. My job is to guide you to the best of my ability. Okay.
Come on now. I mean, I got somebody right now. It's like, yeah, I want to do a project with you. And I'm gonna have Cam and what was it? God, just all the people, all the West Coast people with pimps and and I was like, you must not know me. You must not know my music if that's who you're gonna put me with. But I get you. I get you're trying to get me to fit into something that's going to make money and get me touring. I understand what you're doing, but you don't know me well enough to fit me in those realms. It's not gonna. That's not gonna work. You know.
Yeah.
And because what happens when I have to get on stage and I'm not talking the pimp shit that Sugar Free is, and he's gonna that's not gonna fit us together. Not that I don't like this nigga. Don't get it twisted.
Right.
But there's a time and a place for everything, and my music does not coincide with that thought. It just doesn't.
Medusa, one of my last tours was with Just Ice, Ice-T, Easy E, and N.W.A. I'm the only non-gangster on the whole damn tour. Okay.
That part.
Talking about feeling out of place? Come on. Talking about brother feeling out of place. Oh my God. It was, and I knew everybody except for Just Ice, but I'm like, damn, this ain't my show.
See,
okay,
and on some hip hop shit, I'll go on with Strong Arm Steady, Planet Asia, Alchemist, that type of shit. I'm hip hop, I get that,
right?
But I'm also funk. So the funk that I fuck with is a Kamasi, the Georgia Ann Muldrow, right? You know what I mean? Right, so, I can't dumb myself down after I've lifted these people up,
right? And that's what we talk about today. How so many folks have dumbed themselves down just to try and find a groove someplace.
Yes. And I get
I've been listening to you for 30 years, and I don't know what color your booty hole is and your pee hole is, like sexy red.
Exactly.
What do you, as a female artist, what do you think about acts like that?
I mean, I look at it like this. There was a strip club moment, and typically a strip club was like Richard Pryor. That was something you did in private. You took your wife to it. You made sure the kids was in a whole nother room if you was going to participate in it. And now it's all out in the school. Everybody can participate with the strip club. Now I'm like, well shit. What happened to that private adult moment that we were experiencing? Right. Now it's on blast and it's on any screen, and every white executive that wished they could go into a black strip club is now in it. Isn't that interesting?
Like I said earlier, if you go to the black strip club, either them girls gonna break you The boys in the parking lot gonna break your ass. You know, you will leave them broke.
But now they out executive us and got them on the screen and is able to do and move them the way they wish. And I'm like, damn, this is some strip hop for real. But there's strip hop, there's rock hop, there's a whole warehouse full of different styles of hip hop and rap. And you have to choose what room you want to stand in.
It all falls under shock hop.
That part.
Okay.
That right there.
It all falls under shock hop. So the more shocking you can be, the more chance you get to stand out against everybody else. Like we talked about earlier, it's 30,000 songs a day uploaded to Spotify and various platforms. Jesus. So you got to say something real stupid to get some notoriety. You just can't be a singing ass or just a rapping ass. You got to be an ignorant son bitch to get some real love.
You gotta shit on the floor. You gotta when I saw Tyler the Creator the first time, and
got a Gigi Allen, huh?
When Tyler picked up the roach and ate the roach and threw up in the bucket, I was like, oh shit. This is where we are.
Where do we go from here?
Wow.
But he got my attention.
Hey.
I'm not gonna say it doesn't work, but that's not the end all to be all.
Yeah. Hey, Medusa, thank you so much for everything you've done in hip hop and just releasing great music, not just hip hop, but music in general.
I appreciate it.
I had a chance to follow your career back in the day. We shared a stage back in the late 90s. I think I opened for you, or you were one of the top billers, but it was definitely a pleasure to see you do your thing. But can you talk to us about the 90s for our real hip hop West Coast fans? Can you talk to us about the Good Life days and just what that experience was like, and even some of the other places around town that you performed at that were legendary?
That's amazing, because the Good Life, there was a cap on cussing at the Good Life. You couldn't cuss. So you had to really test your vocabulary when you stepped up there to rock for the Good Life Cafe. And it was a health food store. You know what I mean? So we were actually learning how to treat our bodies better at the same time as testing our vocab, So I dug it for that. And then there was Project Blowed after that, where the folks got grown and felt like I could do this on my own. So the cussing was back into it. And you started kind of please passing the mic to folks that were D-grade that eventually played with us in our sandbox for so long that we let them get down when they were still not but D and C grade MCs. You know what I'm saying? But back in the day, you did have the El Rey Theater.
Right.
You could mix a little bit of R&B, a little bit of funk with your hip hop at these types of spots. I have done shows in Hollywood where I'm opening for Snoop and Corrupt in them, and I'm saying something completely different that the women still dug, regardless of whether or not it was some gangster shit. You know what I'm saying? But there was always a place's unity. Unity would mix, Bigger B, God rest his soul, he would mix that hip hop, that LA hip hop with that New York hip hop. And I look forward to that. You know what I'm saying? So those were the type of 90s spots that I really got indoctrinated into hip hop in LA,
Man, that was such a good time. My homeboys Packy and Paraganja had a great question, and this is something that I heard also. But was there any truth that Outkast was interested in bringing you on board with them?
You know what? We did sign a deal to Karen Mason to Outkast, but we were because we were on the West Coast, they kind of shot us a budget, shot me a budget. Really, it was when I was Dolo, and. So me and Coco pulled back together. We were going to do this project, but there was no one to take it and push it where it was supposed to go. There was no PR. PR is so crucial in this game.
Oh my God.
People, they don't understand. You could put out all the joints that you want, even back then. But if you don't have the proper PR, and you don't have the machine to put you in the tours that make sense to the music that you're conveying, not just relaying, conveying, then it's a tough way to go. You just got pockets padded and you have no idea where to take it. You know what I'm saying? So it was an interesting time back then. We were also signed to oh my God, East West Records. And their A&R back then was growing through something, and the A&R took most of the West Coast artists that they would meet and signed them to some deal in Japan and scooped them up. This A&R got the money from these Japanese investors, and he disappeared and left all these West Coast artists hanging, like an E Rule, like a King Born. Like, I mean, it was crazy. So, you know, the money game was real back then, and a lot of people got shelved or they got left hanging in that game, you know? So then you got to come back home and say, well, what can I do? All I can do is be myself. So now you're still getting down with the Project Load heads, the Good Life heads, and trying to make enough noise for the underground to make a statement. To still make a statement. And I feel like we are still there. You feel me? Like when I'm gigging with a Georgia Ann, or I go and fuck with a Leela James, or perform and open for Michelle and Cello, rock with a KRS-One, a Rakim, I eventually still am doing the Good Life and Project Load thing. Because people don't see the vision unless you lay out the vision before them in a complete sense and create your own machine to push it, because they don't know what that is. They like fucking with things that if they're not broke, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Don't fix it.
You feel me?
You're absolutely correct.
So it's executives, they trust the yes man. Like, yeah, that's hot because it's something that you hear. That's something that you've heard before that's out right now. So we know it works. Let's run with that.
Right.
And that's sad because it's the most unique things that actually make a statement in our life of music. Before there was a George Clinton, there was no George, nothing like it.
Nothing like it. Nothing since.
Nothing since. Exactly. You can't compare a James Brown to a George Clinton, although they may be funk. Them is two entirely different worlds of funk.
Right.
So there are different worlds of hip hop that deserve to be heard and seen, or we're cheating the world out of the full experience.
Thank you. Yeah, that's the realest thing I heard all day.
Thank you.
That's the strongest thing I heard all month. It ain't but 3 days in the month. Okay. Hey, Medusa,
I knew she was going to drop you.
What was the lady's name that ran the Good Life? I know
that was B Hall.
B Hall. That's her name. B Hall.
B Hall. Yeah.
I still talk to her from time to time. Huh?
Hey, were you on you were in Moesha, weren't you? Were you in Moesha, Medusa?
Yes, I definitely was. I was Lady Lunatic.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Lady Lunatic and Medusa and Moesha, man.
Let me tell you about Medusa from Lonzo's perspective. Before I met Medusa, okay, I heard about Medusa. Okay, I had a group I was working with. They was called 1 in 10, black girl and a white girl, and they love. I'm sorry, I had two groups at my house. I had Body and Soul, and I had 1 in 10. Okay, both these groups. One of the girls from Body and Soul were in the room from me, and 1 in 10 they were just in the studio, and both of them knew of Medusa. Okay, and they told me stories about Medusa that like what? They told me Medusa got her first record deal all in silver. I'm like, what the fuck? She got all her money in silver. She wouldn't get it in paper money because she's on some spiritual. I'm like, no shit. Who is this Wonder Woman?
You know what's funny? It's funny how our stories get convoluted.
Okay.
I was talking to. I had this Moore brother that I was dating. He was older than me, and he was telling me that if you sign any contract, you sign it in red, and you make sure that they pay you in half dollars or dollars in silver dollars. And they would have to be before the year of 1926. That's when they're actual silver.
Okay.
And I shared that information with quite a few people, but I never signed the deal and did that. So they took it and they put the E's on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they put some yeast on that shit right there. Yeah, she signed in blood and she had her money in silver. And I'm like,
Oh,
no
that's
shit.
hilarious. That's hilarious.
And
I was passing on some insight, and they took it and made a story of it.
I had never laid eyes on you till that before then. So I'm hearing these stories. And I finally met you. I think I first met you at the Current Affair. You played at the Current Affair one time.
Yes,
By mistake,
yes.
you came in with a full band, sound system, PA. I mean, the whole 9 yards. And I had done a lot of showcases. I had never done one like this before. Not up there. And she came in and she played one of her old songs, and that's how I fell in love with her. The song was called "This Pussy Is a Gangster." Oh,
yes.
I remember that song. I remember that. I remember that.
I still perform that.
You do.
People won't let me get off the stage without that.
That's
one right
my
there.
shit. This pussy.
Damn, I totally forgot about that.
God have mercy. That's the coolest shit I heard for a long time. Go ahead.
And if you think about that song, it's not vulgar. I'm not talking about anything but how to please a woman and how to be the best man you can be to get that. That's it. I'm not putting no extra sexual activity has to happen in that.
Okay, but you know what?
You know,
just the title is just that's creativity. You know what I'm saying? That's creativity. That's when you take some shit and you give a story a good title and make people want to read it. That's all.
Exactly.
How is this pussy a gangster? And where can I get some gangster pussy?
I need that in my life to make me act right.
See? I'm not mad at you, guys.
I love you, Alonzo, but I got to get back in here.
Thank you for calling back. Much love to you. Do your thing.
Thank you, Medusa.
Oh, my pleasure. And I'll talk to y'all soon.
All right, be good, baby. Bye-bye.
Peace.
That's my folks.
Hold on, Alonzo. Let me ask my wife something real quick. Hey, baby, do you have some gangster pussy? Do you have some gangster pussy? She said yes. Okay, cool. All right. We got 30 minutes, play. We got 30 minutes.
28 minutes, boy.
Hey, that was a pleasure, man. That was a pleasure because she's a gem in hip hop, Lonzo. And I didn't know she performed at the dang Current Affair. That's dope.
Yeah. Man, me and Medusa, once we connected, it was like two kindred spirits, dude. We always talk. I see her when I see you in person. We just post up someplace and start chopping it up. Okay. And today she called me looking for Second to None. She got some money for him. She knew I had their number. I just talked to D last week, and we got to chopping it up about just hip hop and the state of hip hop. And I said, I got to have you on my show today, girl. Just call me when you're ready. And that's what we got.
Dog, D would be a great interview, man. He doesn't do many interviews. You got to get him on for sure.
Hold on, let me see. Let me check my luck today because he called me the other day. One of them just got married.
D from Second to None. Are you kidding me, man? Oh man, legendary group right there. See if he answers. Let him know he's on live before we start talking to him. Might be getting some gangster P right now, you know.
Yeah, gangster P might be getting it. Shit.
Yeah.
That's wrong number. I gave her the wrong number. So I got to call another number. Hold on there.
Yeah, do your thing. Hey, everybody hit that subscribe button. If you enjoy what you are listening to, if you're entertained, please hit that subscribe button. This is where you're going to get that real West Coast hip hop. And make sure you guys hit that like button before you get too comfortable and before you head out, because that really helps out the algorithm. And while Lonzo's looking for that number, I'm going to remind everybody to please subscribe to my channel as well and check out my show live at 6 p.m. every Saturday. Try to get D from Second to None.
Hello. Crazy D.
Oh.
Crazy D.
Oh, D? Crazy D?
I'm scrolling through my phone.
Okay.
I called this.
He was like, tell him it's Lonzo. Oh, Crazy D from N.W.A. we're trying now. Okay. That sounded like Crazy D if he, just from what I heard on Easy's tape. Can't hear you, Lance. Oh, probably talking to him offline before he brings him on. I don't think. Yo, we can't hear you, Lance. Can you guys hear Alonzo? Or am I trip? Is it on my end? My man Paragon just said that's me on the phone. Can you guys hear Alonzo? Yeah, yes or no, real quick. I can't hear him. Nope, can't hear Alonzo. All right. Yeah, we can't hear you, Lance.
All right. Something just went off. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. I see I'm off. Hold on there, man. What the hell happened?
Now we hear you.
Test 1 2. Okay. All right. Well, if y'all got me, I'm good. I see it. There you go.
Yep. Yeah, now we're good.
But anyway, yeah, Doc. When me and Medusa get together, it's good to have somebody who has the legacy that she has and understands what I'm saying from my perspective. I know I'm older than she is, but she still understands that there has to be some kind of barriers, man, some kind of guidelines. You just everything just can't fly, dude. That ain't how the game go, but it's going that way, and you wonder why the game is the way it is because ain't nobody standing in the position of authority. When I was with Larkin, that's why I under respect him. Now, first of all, when I walked to his office, you didn't sit down until he tell you to sit down. First of all, you just it wasn't that he demanded that. That's just how you felt.
Certain respect.
It was always Mr. Arnold. It was never, we never got comfortable. I've gotten a little bit more relaxed with him now. But at that time, it was a whole nother level of respect. Okay. And that's something that when you have done certain things in your career, you ain't got to demand it because you ain't got to command it because you automatically demand it, or it's the other way around. You command respect because you don't have to. If you command respect, you don't have to demand respect, and that's the difference. Some people feel that you owe them respect because you're old or you're mature or you've been around for a while. No. You still ain't shit because you old. You're just an old nigga that ain't shit. And that's real talk. Just because you old don't make you wise. Doesn't make you old. There's some old fools out there. It is what it is. So, but yeah, man, it was a great dealing with him was a great experience, and like I said, dealing with Medusa is a great experience to hear hip hop from a female perspective who's been in the game just as long as I have, from another angle, and that's the part when you because a lot of women justify what they hear. Oh, the Cardi B, they just do the so. No, that's some strip hop shit, and strip hop needs to be in a certain category in a certain place. It ain't for everybody. But you make it for everybody because everybody, ain't nobody saying nothing. And that's your problem. Go ahead, Doc.
Yeah. We lost a hip hop pioneer this week. Yeah. Batman Scoop, 53 years old. Very recognizable voice. He's done songs with a lot of people. He just collapsed on stage. It was it was hard to watch him collapse. But man, 53 years old, Lonzo. That's young, man. Going back to what we were talking about last week about just keeping your health up.
I tell people all the time, man, you can't eat everything, stay up all night, smoke everything, drink everything. And like I said 1,000 times in the past, you ain't never seen a rap artist endorse no water. I'm on the record. Pass me the Avion, pass me some sparklers. No, niggas they got everything but some water in the commercial. You ain't never seen nobody do a water commercial or endorsement. Never. They got everything but water. They got everything for your body except for what you need, some water, and they got everything else though. And you can't. I don't know what his vice was. I can't say. I don't know what up to say he had a vice. But at 53 years old, you shouldn't be. They shouldn't be planning a funeral. Put it that way. You shouldn't plan a funeral. Sometimes cats just don't pay attention to their bodies. And I was talking about this today as I prepare for my prostate cancer walk. Me and one of the doctors that I'm doing the presentation with, I was just saying how Black men especially don't even think about going to the doctor till they get a lump or feel some pain or start seeing blood. Nigga, my time, whatever it is already doing what it's gonna do. You gotta catch it before it does what it's gonna do. And that's a problem that we have. We just fear the doctor. I used to have that fear. I used to have that same fear. Feel thinking you're gonna go in there, he's gonna find something. Well, you want him to find it if it's something there to be found, okay? And that is a reality that some people like to deal with. The possibility that you may have something that needs to be dealt with. Most cats don't want to deal with it, and then when you, it's like you hear your brakes squeaking, but you won't change your brakes. All of a sudden now you need pads, you need rotors, and all bearings and everything else. If you'd have changed them goddamn pads when they first heard them squeaking, you wouldn't need all these other parts.
Yep. I go at least once a year. If I have to go more, I go more for other stuff, but at least once a year just to check under the engine, make sure everything's good, make sure I'm fine. And I just had a conversation with a really good friend yesterday that hasn't been, and he's a little bit older than me, hasn't been in several years. I'm like, bro, you need to go to the doctor, man. Like, come on, man. This is where shit starts to happen.
One of my good partners didn't go to the doctor ever. He told me this. Ain't never been doctor for his life. All of a sudden, he was doing shows. He couldn't hardly do the show. He finally went to the doctor. He had 90% blockage in one of his arteries and 75 in another. He had to go get some serious shit done. And he's good now, but at that time he had never been to the doctor before. We talked about going to the gym. He laughed. I ain't going to picking up shit. Okay. They'll be picking your ass up.
Man, pay attention, people. Pay attention. Platanio Todd, shout out to Hood Smokers Podcast. I'll be on their show in a few weeks, so make sure you subscribe to Platanio Todd's channel right there. Serious random question for Lonzo. I didn't get the chance to ask, are there any Wreckin Cru outfits in storage or in his possession still?
Yeah, mine. All mine in my possession. Why, you want to buy one? I'm looking.
Can you still fit into it?
Yeah, right. Only thing my clothes still fit. That's it. Okay. I was clowning one day. I got my black suit sitting over here in the studio, and I just somebody was over here with kicking it, and I was just gonna put it on. Man, I couldn't get that thing past my wrist. I couldn't get it past my wrist. It don't do a damn thing. People find it hard to believe I ever fitted that damn thing. So yeah, I do have all my costumes. I have my shirt. I'm a hoarder like that. And at some point in time, somebody's gonna find me a big old fat check, and I'm gonna sell all this shit. I can't wear it. No place. I can't do nothing with it. And what I don't want to happen is the shit end up in the Goodwill someplace. So yeah, I would like to sell all this shit. Tell you the truth, I got all my tapes. I got tapes. I got pictures. I got all kind of stuff. You know, and I watched Cool Herc make about damn near $1 million on a Sotheby's auction. And I was saying, I could do that. I could do that. And because he did that, I had a debate, or I was having a debate with some folks from the Universal Hip Hop Museum, and they were here to donate. I said, wait a minute, hold on, Doc. If Cool Herc, the person that founded this hip hop thing, y'all give him credit for that, could sell all his stuff, he didn't worry about donating. He may have kept some things to donate, but for the most part, he got his money. And I pretty much feel the same way. I have no problem with being represented, but I know what I've seen thus far, unless somebody from West Coast hip hop like myself is doing some serious curating, we won't get I don't think I'll get the recognition that I feel I deserve from a hip hop perspective. I've made records, but I'm not a popular rapper. But I've done a lot behind the scenes for hip hop that for some reason, they don't give out trophies for that. They don't give proper respect for that. But without certain people doing what they do, a lot of shit don't get done. That's basically what you saw in the early stages of the documentary. You were there. That's when you took the funny shit. You were sitting right there the whole time. We were talking about that with the Gangster Chronicles. I had to let it be known. Hey, I did this. This ain't something that somebody just somebody no. It was a person did that, and the person was me. And I hate doing that. I really hate having to do that, Doc. But I've always taught to be humble and do shit, and just do it and let it be done. But the times have changed so much. If you don't tell somebody what you did, somebody else will take your credit, dude. I've done shit in Compton, and people had to take credit for the shit. I had to go back and redistribute the flyer and put my name on the shit because somebody was trying to take credit for what I did, and people do it all the time.
Damn. Who made those outfits, Lonzo? I've seen one in person, and it's pretty
Most
extravagant sequins and all that. Who's responsible for making your outfits?
Our original suits, ones you see on the purple album cover, was made by my boy Taylor Mike, downtown LA. He's still alive. He's in Vegas doing suits right now. But Taylor Mike, he was the guy that did all my pants and two-piece suits when I was in high school. Taylor Mike, it was a brother on 7th in Los Angeles, downtown LA. And he was always in a hurry because he was always behind schedule. He made all our clothes because to go back in the day, to go to the prom, or even go to a homecoming dance, you had to have a Taylor suit, dude. You couldn't go to the homecoming dance without a Taylor suit. You couldn't do it. And I laugh about that now because now folks got to have new pair of Jordans or some tennis shoes. But then we was getting custom made pants and shirts, and depending on what the event was, we might just get a pair of pants made. My partner, he was so cold, Norris. He took home economics class and learned how to sew his own shit. That's how important it was for us to look good back in the day. And that whole era of Compton hip hop, of Compton in the early days, it just been washed away. Because before we wore khakis, before brothers started wearing khakis, they were the cleanest cats. Gangsters was the cleanest cats on the set. Before khakis and the Pendleton shirts came into play in the late 80s, early 80s. Up until then, the gangsters that's how you know he was a gangster, because he was the cleanest cat in school. Leather jackets, hats, biscuits, shined every day. And if you wore Levi's, they was creased to razor sharpness. That was the sign of being a gangster, or at least being cool.
All right, so school's back in session for most of the country. So let's take it back to your day, back when school was about to start. And I specifically want to talk about the dances, man. All right, or a sock hop. What's Lonzo doing, let's say 24 to 48 hours before a sock hop or a school dance? Break it down from start to finish, man.
First of all, we just watched the latest episode of Soul Train to see what they wearing. We're trying to steal their moves. And that Soul Train is on Saturday. The dance is on Friday, most likely. We practicing in my boy's garage how we gonna make this happen. Whether we just getting our groove on or doing some kind of semi-locking move. Okay, we might be under the tree in the front yard if it was too hot. In the garage, we'd be under the tree in the front garage, getting our little groove on. And my boy had an old Buick, and that's how we roll, man. We roll up there in the Buick, in this old Buick, about 4 or 5 deep. And pull up in the parking lot and, go in there and get our groove on. And then we might go to the beach. And then after the beach, it's all the cracking. The beach was our motel.
What are you wearing? What's your outfit looking like?
Man, I found a spot over on Vernon and Vermont. They weren't tailor-made pants, but they had a tailored look because they'd always have a little piping on the edges. I did buy me a pair of them pants because sometimes Killer Mike gets so booked. If you didn't catch him a month in advance, you couldn't get no pants done in time. So I'd go down there and get me a nice shirt and a pair of these pants with the pipe in it around the edges and around the seam. Shit, I'm straight. And a hat. Got to go to the liquor store and get you a hat. Yeah. Had to get you a hat.
Dude, and no tennis shoes.
No, never. It wouldn't happen. Never would happen. Never. Nobody ever wore tennis shoes to an event. Never. You took 2 pairs of shoes to school every day. Or at least left your tennis shoes in the locker. That's what we had lockers for. Man, I knew dudes that played basketball, just like the New Jack City. That shit you saw in New Jack City, that was real shit. Brothers playing in slacks in dress shoes, that was real shit. That was not some fantasy shit. We did that most of the time. Skins and shirts, or at least wife beaters, or most of. If you really was cool, you had the colored T-shirts that match your drawers, the nylon shirts that match your drawers. Yeah, yeah. That's how we roll.
Damn. There's a lot of breaking questions in the chat. Someone was talking about the Olympics and breaking, how it's a sport now, but I think that was, well, I know that was a one and done because did you see the breaking or did you see the memes that were going around with the person who won the breaking competition in the 2024 Olympics, Lonzo?
Boy, I saw more of the Australian girl who was whack as hell. Look like she was having some kind of fit.
That's the one. That's the one that went viral. Yeah, it was a joke.
Yeah, she went viral faster than the person that actually won the Olympics, and that's a damn shame. You make a mockery or something like that. That's the part I did not like. And then you start hearing the backstory how she and somebody was supposed to have been inside, just some insider bullshit. But because she was a professor in one of the colleges and studied some hip hop shit, that makes her qualified to be a breakdancer. Only non-melanated people can get away with that bullshit. No.
Yep. Yeah, that was some BS.
Yep. So
did you ever partake in the breaking scene back then, Lonzo? And I know you guys were pop locking back in the 70s, but can you talk to us a little bit about like the transition into the whole breaking scene where it was just huge for a few years?
We was locking back in the 70s. Pop locking didn't hit us till the 80s. When I saw pop locking, I thought they had it confused with locking. Anthony King, I thought he was, what's locking that? No, but it was different. And I never did pop lock. I was too old for that shit. By the time pop locking hit, I was already on the nightclubs. I wasn't getting on the floor or doing none of that shit. I damn sure wasn't breakdancing. Now I sponsored many of breakdancing contests. I sponsored many of pop locking contests, but I didn't participate in shit.
Okay. How big was Fred Rerun Berry for anyone who wasn't alive back then and doesn't know? Was he that big?
He was huge,
from the pop locking to the show and things like that.
Yeah, because see a big old fat dude like that move like that. Man, that was a phenomenon. We hadn't seen that before. He was hanging with the slim cats like it was nobody's business, doing the robot, the pop locking, jumping up and down on his belly, the whole 9 yards. Then he made it to television. So and again, all the cats that was in that locking thing, they picked a little round fat boy to be on TV. He was a little different, and that's what I tell people. Sometimes you could be, if you know how to stand out, and I'm not saying everybody need to go eat a bunch of groceries and stuff and swell up, but he was just as good as everybody else, but he stood out because he was overweight. He wasn't a great actor.
Yeah.
He was all right, but for that time, nobody was. Hey, come on, man. That was a crazy time for television, dude. Everything was kind of silly and crazy. It is.
Is that a show that you would make sure you? Is that a show you make sure you sit down to watch?
I would watch it.
I got to catch this on Thursday at 8 or.
Yeah, I would watch it. I enjoyed at that time, but I was just pissed off because the LA Dream Team made the show and Wreckin Cru didn't. They had
right. Tell us a story about that.
Maury Alexander was representing the LA Dream Team. They wanted a group to come on a musical group to come on the show, and plus Dream Team had just signed with the other major label, and they was trying to break their record, and they brought them on the show, and they told us they couldn't. We couldn't be on the show because I had a beard. I got a razor blade too, motherfucker. You ain't said shit. But they ended up giving it to the LA Dream Team. Yeah.
Damn. Let's see. When maybe end it with this one. RC Thugsta says Halloween is coming up. Any Ouija board stories with Easy, Bone Thugs, or N.W.A? We have seen videos of N.W.A playing with it. Curious if you had any insight or good stories to share.
Nah, a lot of that shit was shock hop, man. So you got to understand, this shock hop thing ain't nothing new. It's just different ways they doing it now. When they did the Ouija board and the other stuff, that shit went viral, and it wasn't nothing to go viral. There wasn't no internet yet. Them stories became a part of that whole phenomenon, the Easy E, Bone Thugs and Harmony phenomenon. I never saw that shit before. Okay, I never saw it at all. But nonetheless, it became those stories became very popular. That folklore became very popular.
Yeah, and Easy,
hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, and Easy had that infamous picture. I can't remember what magazine it was, but he had the skateboard with the 6-pointed star.
Mm-hmm.
And that went, I remember thinking, oh, that was a big deal back then.
Easy knew how to get your attention. Everything he did was before the internet. You know, he knew how to go. He knew by going to the White House and kicking it with George Bush was going to be all over the place. And he did it. He did it. He went to the White House in a pair of leather jacket and a pair of jeans. Okay. Somebody got fired, but he did it. And again, somebody got the shit fired out their ass that day. But again, his name is Eric Wright. Eric Lynn Wright, to be exact. What part of that sounds black to you? And you got a Calabasas address. Although he hung most of the time in Norwalk, your name is Eric Lynn Wright, and you live in Calabasas. How many black folks live in Calabasas? It was an honest mistake. But somebody still probably got fired.
Probably 1, 2. Drake and Kanye.
Okay. Kanye sounds like a black name. I don't know many white boys named Kanye. Okay. Branding is everything. Eric Lynn Wright sounds like a little white boy that went to, I don't know, Calabasas High School, and he was in the music game. The son of an executive that wanted to be in the music game. Bam. And he had the money to pay for the ticket, pay for the food. He made a donation, and he's donating money. And that was something else. Easy was known for donating money. He was donating money, and once you donate money to one organization, they pay. We got one on the line. He'll give up some money. Okay, cool. How much you need? 5,000. I'll be there. Surprise, surprise.
Damn. Who was president at that time? Was it Reagan?
I think it was Bush,
Reagan, right?
I think it was Bush.
88? Okay, could have been, first Bush, huh?
I think it was Bush 1. Papa Bush. He knew he wasn't feeling that. What this nigga? This little drippy nigga. Oh, hell no. Fire somebody tomorrow.
And why is he getting my son high?
Fire somebody first thing in the morning.
Oh,
okay?
man, damn.
That's real talk, though, Doc. But he understood how to play the game.
That's good stuff.
He learned the game real well. He had a couple of different publicists on his team at all times. One was Phyllis Pollock, who did the Easy Street Project, and some other guy named Norman something out of Hollywood, big time cat. And he kept him him in the news, kept him in the paper. It is what it is.
Let's end with this one. It's a silly question. We got 2 more minutes. If Lonzo were to channel his Jerry curl on the Ouija board, what would it say, and will it ever come back?
No, man, that Jerry curl is a thing of the past. I don't know how I would even work that on the Ouija board. It'd probably slide the hell off of the damn thing, tell you the truth. I was watching the movie the other day called The Blackening, and if anybody ever have not seen that, y'all need to watch that. Shit is hilarious. Okay. Yeah. Watch it. Then remind me of the Ouija board shit. That's all. Let's be talking about it.
Nice.
We got the roll, baby.
Yeah, man. That was a good show, man. Before you guys head out, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Lonzo, hit him with the outro, man.
For those who never heard of me, I'm the first one put Dr. Dre in the surgery, stuck Ice Cube in the freezer till he got cold on the eve after dark, 50-yard line to the Super Bowl. In the movie Straight Outta Compton, they played me like a hater of rap. Don't believe that Hollywood bullshit, because it was all cap. My history goes deeper than y'all will ever know. Just remember that N.W.A. stands for Not Without a Line.